Yes, aristocratic is a very good idea. Yep. It's interesting literally, Seal. So I actually think personally, like, there's not really any, like, really bad ideas. Um, a lot of people, the comments are kind of interesting on that video because some people are saying innovative is bad. You guys know, like, innovative is a really good idea, right? Like, people should know this is really good because basically never use innovativeness. We've been taking it, thankfully, that bohemian ruler that you begin with has a lot of admin. And so if you remember, we were able to basically go focus admin, like get innovativeness all the way down. And by that, I mean the innovativeness itself. And we were able to do like a focus admin in a rush, meaning that actually taking innovativeness, which we did, and then abandoning it later and then switching to religious was somewhat plausible, right? Because we didn't really expand very much. It's all Diplo plays as Bohemia. So we took Nitra. So you're not really expanding. So you do eventually begin to have a lot of admin. Like this is all diplomacy, like all of it. We've got Poland PU. It's all like really, really, really diplomatic. But it's not just to build innovativeness. Like innovative is a very good idea. Like this 20%, 25% advisor cost reduction, and like you can get that modifier from like one of these. You can get it from in fact, Bohemia begins with advisor cost reduction like 25% on Czech cultured advisors. There are stuff like that which is considered like a bad modifier, but if you're tax switching and stuff and you happen to get it, like you're an Italian and you have an advisor cost reduction, but you're going to form like Tuscany or Italy or something, it's huge, man. It's huge. Like you can buy monarch points from your advisors, right? And like even at like a level 1 advisor, you can be booming economically because of this alone. The prestige is really good, like keeping your prestige up. Possible advisors, so you can get the advisor you want. Institution spread can be good. Losing war exhaustion while at war can be good. Leaders is a nice luxury. The technology institution costs. I mean, this is huge. It's huge. Like I can't express like Inno is like really huge, but you'll notice that we never take it. So by the logic within our runs, it's a bad idea. You know. So I kind of think that we're in a good situation, but I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think right now, aristocratic is one of the most underrated ideas. Like aristocratic, judging by nobody taking it ever, from at least what I see, by that logic, it's like the most underrated idea, in my opinion. This has 33% manpower versus the 50% from quantity. I mean, let's look at quantity real quick. Yeah. I mean, 33. That's huge, guys. It's not 50%, but I mean, it's more than half of it, right? It's huge. Military technology cost. I mean, military points are manpower, right? So this is giving you manpower. Autonomy change. I mean, this is underwhelming, but it's good. I mean, autonomy change is governing reform progress, let alone everything else it does. The yearly army and navy. Do you guys have any idea how good navy tradition is? Like we were talking about that the other day. People don't know. Navy tradition, you literally get trade steering of whatever your navy tradition is. Do you see trade steering down there in the middle of the modifiers? It's 20.5, the same as your navy tradition. That is yearly army and navy tradition. Like it's huge. That's huge for the economy. Diplomat and leader, again, luxury with the leader, but the diplomat, we've proven how strong diplomats can be. We're going to enjoy having this diplomat as we switch out to aristocratic. We're actually taking this. And then siege pips. Every single general you roll has +1 siege pip. That means, aristocratic is a gap closer as well. I mean, when do you get 6 siege pips? You don't. Aristocratic is a gap closer as well. I've spoken about cavalry. I think cavalry is really underrated in of itself. You guys know Bavaria begins with cavalry compatibility. I did a Bavaria versus the world type of run, like Conquest, like I'm talking 50 years in the game. We're really high dev, literally fighting all of Europe over and over and over again. Who was back there? Who remembers that? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? People were astonished and staggered, that jaw open. I would have people tuning in. Arumbo raided me. I remember Tommy Zero Brains, who unfortunately isn't around very often lately, but he's a huge contributor, like gifted subs and stuff to my channel. He was outstanding. We would go to the aggressive. We would go to the truce map mode, and it was beyond all of Europe. Do you remember? We would cycle through truces with all of Europe. Yeah, that was when this patch came out, exactly. The Emperor patch. And I used to do that on like Brandenburg and so on, guys. But they added so much more development to Europe here in that patch. Like, do you remember they added a lot of these free cities and things, and it's a lot. And it is enough to tilt like Brandenburg over the edge. I honestly can't do it. You have to postpone and wait until you're stronger to do the same thing. And I didn't realize that at the time because I was doing it as per usual, as normal, as Bavaria. But why? But why Bavaria? Because they have cavalry compatibility in. They have cavalry compatibility, which it's not much, it's 10%. But that also justified me using cavalry. I would use cavalry and it was 10% better. Cavalry is really undervalued, man. Literally, that's it. 10% cav ability and using cavalry makes the difference. Yeah. So I'm a huge advocate of cavalry being undervalued, for sure. I really think so. Particularly in the early game. The earlier you get Aristocratic, the more value you'll get out of that, obviously. But yeah, I don't think that's a joke, right? What's the big downside to cavalry? It's how expensive they are. This is 10% cost and 10% ability. That's not bad either, is all I'm saying. It's not bad. And obviously sort of a must-have for a cavalry build, if there was such a thing. If you were going to do such a thing.